They said it was impossible. They said,
you can't put together the most elite team of comic book reviewers on the planet and do, a podcast or something like that?
Despite all that, today we can proudly announce. Yeah, they were right. We couldn't do it. So instead, we brought you the most vile, ignorant, unprofessional group of comic book enthusiasts we could find. This is Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic podcast.
To another wonderful episode of Panel to Panel. My name's Josh. I'm here today with good buddy Adam.
Greetings, salutations.
And today we're going to talk about Daredevil number 16, Back to the Shitty Art, as it's known.
Through the Hell Arc, Part 6.
You know what's fucked up is why wouldn't they just finish the fucking arc?
Because sometimes the artist gets behind schedule. They're like, all right, I know this motherfucker's not going to make it, so we got to get... I think this guy, I don't remember his full name, but it's Fornes. Mm-hmm. And it's like, he could draw quick enough. Let's have him draw the issue. And this is more of a slower paced issue, so we don't need all the action bullshit. So, yeah, let's just have him do the stale shit.
That's crazy. But anyways, before we get into this episode, if you want to listen to more of our stuff, you can go to YouTube and follow us there, Game Rage Magazine. Like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. If you like music, you can follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram and go check out the All Gas No Trash podcast. Also, if you like anime and mangas, you can go listen to the Anime Syndicate podcast, and you can follow Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast on Instagram. All right. Well, let's get into it.
Through Daredevil. The condom. That's what they should have called this issue.
No, dude, he is fucking her raw. There is no fucking way. There's no way Daredevil uses condoms, man.
Yeah.
First of all, he's Catholic.
And he's Catholic.
Okay, so he doesn't believe in birth control. All right, that's for 100%.
All right, the real question is Daredevil circumcised because he's Catholic?
Yeah, definitely, of course. Definitely circumcised. Additionally, he definitely doesn't shave his balls. Like, that's for sure. Like, he definitely does not. He lets that shit grow. Like, it's like a jungle. It's like a ginger jungle down there. All right.
I hate this son of a bitch, dude. Daredevil actually pisses me off because he tries to be this noble, altruistic superhero, and here he is fucking bitches, especially married women. Mm-hmm. Now he's got this side piece in Elektra.
It's fucking. She's not even a side piece. She's like a main.
She is, but.
It's funny because he makes a comment about that because she's like, "Oh, what are you hiding from me? Like, you got a wife or something?" He's like, "Yeah, I got a wife, just not mine."
yeah. But it's like, oh my god, I know I shouldn't be doing this, and this would be the devil's work if I were to lay in bed with this woman or kill people or do all these things. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm doing God's will.
Yeah, I'll just ask for forgiveness later. That's fine.
So very much like the Catholic Church, just doing its own bidding.
Yeah, he was very heavy in this issue on God's will and like, I'm doing this for God. God gave me this. He's God's
so delusional, dude.
He is, man. He's crazier than somebody. He should be in fucking. Well, I mean, this is fucking DC, right? So or Marvel, so he's not in Arkham. But I mean, whatever the equivalent is of like Arkham Asylum, he should be in there.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, so we get the cover. We get this nice. It's like, I imagine this is like one of those like 1960s wallpapers, but it's got like little fucking flowery things, and it's got ninja stars in it, like a shuriken.
Yeah.
And there's Daredevil with the ugliest pursed lip look, and this just looks terrible, man. It's like this weird watercolor art, and they're laying in the bed.
And she doesn't even have the headband, that headdress she has.
Oh yeah, that's true. What is this? Is it like a beanie? Like fucking.
I mean, she's worn that in the past, right?
Yeah.
Not specific to this comic, but that's something that she's worn in her past attire, right? Mm-hmm. But she hasn't worn that in like any of the goddamn issues.
Yeah, so why is she wearing this on the fucking cover?
I think it's for parody. For
like he's got
it. He's like, all right, let me.
Yeah, I guess. All right. So then we get. open up to good old buddy Foggy.
Fat body Nelson.
Fat body Nelson. Is this your donut? Dude, I can imagine this guy being legitimately Private Pile from fucking Full Metal Jacket. Like he looks exactly. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyways, but basically he's like telling his buddy, or not his buddy, but that guy Joe, who is
Leo
Carrero or whatever. Right?
The dead one.
Yeah, the one that Daredevil killed. It's his brother, and he's like, listen, man. He's like, you can leverage certain information. He's like, you know who Daredevil is. Like, you know his identity. And he's wanted for murder. And he's like, yeah, man, he is. Murdered my brother, man.
I'm starting to think that they're actually going to fucking send him
to jail?
To jail.
Prison?
Yeah.
I think they might. That might be interesting. And then we cut to
not that specific character, but Daredevil might get his fucking day in court.
Yeah,
man.
I think he will probably, which would be kind of interesting to see. Then we cut to what I'm assuming is like a very expensive hotel room, and we cut to Daredevil in fucking tidy. Man, that's another reason to hate this asshole. Where's tidy fucking whiteys, man? What a fucking asshole.
No boxers.
No boxers, not even boxer briefs.
It looks more like a cod piece, dude. Like, he's
really
got
does.
like his junk like all
it's all jammed up in there. And so he's basically saying this is a mistake, and he's like, but at least this one doesn't kill anybody. I mean, I guess, kind of.
I like how he splits hairs about what's
good and bad. Yeah.
Well, this one.
This one's not that bad. So I guess it's fine. And so she's like, yo, pour one out for me. And he's like, oh, I assume you still like it black. And she's like, oh, yes, you remember. But it feels like there's so much that I don't remember, former Daredevil. Is our history really just me with a fighter in a perpetual mask? And then she puts on that pulled down that fucking thing over
They
her
must
head.
have had all kinds of crazy sex.
Oh, dude.
I mean, assuming that she's some kind of ninja, man, she must be into like bondage.
All kinds of weird shit.
For him, he's probably into weird shit because he's Catholic.
Yeah, oh, definitely. He's got some repressed fucking feelings he's been holding on to.
Yeah.
He needs to fucking get rid of some repressed fucking sexual energy.
Yeah.
And he just took it out on her ass, that's for sure. Also, the way that they drew him with no clothes on, like, he looks like he might be... Like, he looks like he's not even fucking swole or anything, man. In previous episodes, previous issues, he's looked like way better. He looks like AIDS in this. He looks like an AIDS patient in this issue. Which, come on, man. Like, he's got to be super. He's a ninja, basically. Like,
yeah.
But anyways, she asked him, what are you hiding? Scars, a wife? And he's like, yeah, the wife, just not mine.
You don't got to know about it.
Yeah, man, nobody got to know about it. And so he's like, just like everyone else, Elektra forgets that I'm still a dude. I'm Matt Murdock, right? But our lives are intertwined so much. Like, how long can that last? And she's like, and so Daredevil tells her, knowledge is power, and you know that. Stick taught us that. She's like, yeah, Stick taught us a lot, but yet we never learn. And then she gets a fucking text or an email or something. And Daredevil opens this fucking, like, I don't know, it's like room service or whatever. And man, got a fucking big ass steak, like fucking looks like maybe lobster on there or some shit, some cheesecake. God damn.
I'm not actually familiar with the Daredevil world, so I'm not really too familiar with like Elektra's background or anything like that. I know she was part of like the Hand at one point.
Yeah.
But like I said, I this is all this Daredevil shit's mostly new to me.
Yeah, and I don't know shit about it either, so this is all new to me. But yeah, he basically opens it up and he's like, all I know about you is that you clearly have some fucking money. And she's like, not enough. And she's like, last night I told my network to keep me appraised of any news about the Stromwyn siblings. Turns out they just had a secret run-in with an old friend of yours. And then we cut to fucking good old Fisk chilling in the hospital with fucking bandages on and fucking looking like he just got out of a Hell in a Cell match, fucking reading the paper, and then he looks and, who's there?
Well, it's the big slow.
Basically.
It's the big man slow tonight.
Yeah, fucking, and then we get Daredevil fucking popping into his hotel, his hotel room, his hospital room, and he's just like, no. And he's like, Daredevil tells him, hey, I'm dead, Wilson. This is just a ghost, man. But I need to know, did the Stromwyns do this? And Fisk basically goes on this thing about, like, you were out, man. He's like, the world turned on you. You vanished like a fucking coward. I knew you weren't dead. You'll live until I decide otherwise. But you were out. And through the fire, in my belly, past the hatred of you that sustained me, I was almost happy for you, man. You got out. You realized, and he's like, did you know about Hell's Kitchen? Like, none of it, doesn't even care. He's like, did I? And so then Daredevil's telling him about, the NYPD was told to stay out of there. The Stromwinds told the governor told the commissioner. Were you in that fucking chain of events? and Fisk is just like the kitchen and just starts fucking
cackling.
laughing.
Yeah.
Amazing. You were out. I was so wrong. Devil, I won't kill you. Your sickness over 20 blocks by 4 will kill you, man. Over this 20 by 4 fucking block section of the Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen will kill you. And then Daredevil fucking flies out.
My theory right now is that the Stromwinds are going to gentrify. They're encouraging violence so that everybody will leave. And then they're just going to demolish the whole place. And then
they'll buy it all for nothing because it'll be worth nothing.
Yeah.
And then they'll just demolish it. And yeah. And so we get to Izzy fucking Libris. And she's driving in the car. She's like, unbelievable. Stop the car. I'll handle this. And she gets out and she sees this fucking place just fucking smashed. There's dudes lying on the floor fucked up.
Yeah.
And she's like, Hammerhead. And he's like, oh, Izzy, what can I do for you there? What the fuck are you doing? This is the kitchen, my territory. Hey, I got a heads up that the Owls boys were hanging out here, making deals and stuff. Yeah, it turns out it was wrong, but, the guys in here were still itching for a fight, so they got some money on them, so, naturally. She's like, you fucking moron. And he's like, whoa there, golden girl. Basically, he tells her, you wanted my help, right, with this? So you want to keep them at bay, keep the owl and his buddies at bay? This is what it looks like, okay? And he's like, she gets pissed and she's like, we've run this neighborhood for decades, and we do it in a way that we don't beat up our own people. We foster goodwill amongst the populace, right? Like, that's how their crime syndicate has been successful. And he's like, you know what? The owl was right. You're a weak-ass bitch. Look, we made a deal, a partnership, but nothing gets done without somebody in charge. I'm letting you know right now. I'm telling you this one time. I'm the one in charge. I'll take down the owl, and then I'll be the new kingpin. But until that happens, Hell's Kitchen is mine.
She tipped her hand by showing weakness. Now the motherfucker's like, all right, now I'm going to take advantage of that.
Yep. And so then we cut back to Daredevil in the bathed in the fucking moonlight of the town. And he's like, man, Fisk is right, dude. Hell's Kitchen is going to fucking kill me. But it won't kill me through the gunshots or fists. It'll kill me by breaking my heart. And this is where we get into this fucking monologue about his fucking, God's telling me to do this and all this shit. And his delusions.
He's like, I need to hear the voices.
The voices.
I need to listen carefully because they'll be the details about where I need to go or what I need to do. And I will be anointed by God himself to further drive him into his mission about setting things right in the world. Yeah. And he's like, I'm just here listening for what they need from me, right? And he's like, this is how I hear God. Hear God's plan. Oh my God, here he goes. And he's telling me to fuck Elektra for 9 hours straight.
He's telling me that I should definitely put it in her butt.
Yeah.
It's okay to slap her around a little bit. He's telling me all kinds of
and to do it all raw.
Yeah. Oh, and condoms, forget about it.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel as good with condoms. Thanks, Jesus. You've been fucking looking out. Thanks for looking out for me. So Elektra shows up and she's like, yo, are you good? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. Fisk confirmed it was the Stromwinds. His heart confirmed it by beating a bit too strong when I said their name. So they've been destroying my home, harming people, and Fisk isn't even a part of it. And she's like, so what do you want to do? And he's like, man, I can't be Daredevil again. That was just a mistake. And now it's a symbol that's tainted. So he's like, I'm just me now. But, I can only do so much. God gave me so much. So now I need to give back and show him that I deserve this. This neighborhood needs help. I hear it. And so then she holds up a fucking USB fucking drive and she's like, well, if you trust me, I think I know how to give back. And we cut to the old pig station and we see a bunch of fucking piggies and donuts hanging around. And we see fucking, what's his name?
Cole North.
Rolling in. Walks into the office and you see his buddy, what's his name? Green. Oh yeah, his partner. He's like, what? Eating a fucking donut? Whoa, what? Cole, I thought you were still taking time off. I mean, I'm like happy to see you, man. But and so Cole starts going over. He starts taking down all the pictures of Spider-Man, all the superhero shit. He's like, man, what are you doing? And he's like, throws it all in the trash. And he's just like, yo, is the captain here? And he's like, yeah, cool. And he just fucking opens the door.
This is so indicative of being in the 2019. This is probably like the tail end of it, but that look that everybody was going for with the undercut and the really thick beard.
Oh yeah,
that guy ends up looking exactly like an NPC because everybody was fucking doing that look.
Yeah, basically.
So then we have Cole North going into the commissioner's office, and he basically tells her, "I know that you're basically controlled by the Stromwinds, and you can't really do anything." He's like, "I'm not having it.
Yeah,
I'm not going after superheroes because they're not the fucking enemy. We're gonna play by the rules, and we're gonna do all this shit by the books, and I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna get to the bottom of the Hell's Kitchen bullshit, and you can like it or not, but I'm going about my way."
Yeah, and he's basically like, here's the new deal. I'm not doing the Spider-Man shit. I'm not doing any more superhero shit. I'm reassigning myself. My target now is the Owl.
Oh, right, the Owl, yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to stay out of Hell's Kitchen. You can fire me, but you won't because you know I'm right. And once we're done with the Owl, I'm transferring to Internal Affairs.
She looks distraught because she's like, fuck my life. I'm going to end up dead because
she's
of
like,
this.
Great, this guy's going to get me fucking killed. And so then we go outside to Sectotech, this giant-ass building, and we hear we good, and we look at fucking Daredevil and fucking ninja-ass Elektra on top of this fucking sign. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, the light from the sign washes out everything on the security camera, so hopefully no one should see us. And so she's like, cool. And he's like, well, there's no guards outside. And she's like, well, you won't see any. Why is that? And she says, well, the Stromans want the best, but they don't like to frighten their employees with brutes carrying machine guns, so they use ninjas. I thought this was pretty fucking cool. I was like, oh man, how rich, you're so rich that you can hire legitimate ninjas to be your fucking security, man.
Yeah, it's so stupid and absurd, but it's actually kind of cool.
It's fucking cool as shit. And so then Daredevil basically is like, the fuck? Like,
son of a bitch.
He's like, God damn it. She's like, well, they're not exactly ninjas, but they're men and women who trained in their ways, some through the hand, but all who desire to use their prowess for financial. And then Daredevil's like, and he sees fucking one of the ninjas walking by. She's like, they're called the Drifting. Man, what a fucking cool ass name that is too, man. The Drifting. And he's like, why the fuck didn't you tell me this? And she's like, I just did. Like, what the fuck do you mean? And she's like, anything else? He's like, is there anything else as we need, or anything else as we break into the ninja guarded server factory? She's like, just that you're the only man alive who could do this, like literally. And he's like, well, we'll see. And so then he sticks his fucking head out the fucking thing. He's like, hold on.
As if he's looking.
Yeah, right. That's what's funny as shit. And then they see inside that. Then they slink down through with their rappel from the ceiling. He's like, all right, go. I can hear the whir of the camera, but it's pointing away, but not for long. She's like, when you're at the terminal, you have to duck to the side every 10 seconds on my mark. And she's like, all right, got it. And she sticks the USB thing in, and he's like, duck. And then he's like, go. And then he's just sitting there, and she's tapping away, and he's like, damn it. He's like, man, I'm not ready for this. He's like, oh, fuck. He's like, company. He's like, but I got to be ready. And you see three ninjas fucking rappel down from the ceiling, and they pull out their fucking little katanas and shit. One of them's got a katana, one of them's got a bow staff. Like, they're ready to fuck shit up. And they got these cool-ass, like, motorcycle fucking helmets on. And we get these little tiny panels of, it's like Elektra, like, she's doing that fucking, like the computer hacking. She's like, Hackerman, like Hackerman Elektra.
I almost got it.
Yeah, and then he's fucking fighting off all these ninjas, and he's like, all right, and she's like, I need a minute, and he's like, I just gotta breathe. He's like, all right, you're not gonna kill him, you're not gonna die, you're in control. And she's like, I got it, let's. And then she's like, run, and then she sees all the dudes fucking laid out, toasted, and we cut to the next day in the morning, and we get that Stromwin dude's office, and she's like, his secretary comes in, Mr. Stromwin. He's like, yes, good morning, Janet. And she's like, something terrible happened, and she starts telling him, and he's like, yes, hacked, I know, I'm aware. And he's like, when somebody steals $3 billion from you and then disperses the money to all form of charities, that usually means a phone call at home. My sister was alerted as well, and she's like, yes, of course, I assume the police will be. He's like, no. Everything was done quite cleanly. It'd take forever just to track how many accounts the money went through toward the final destinations. They didn't want us to know how it got there, but they definitely wanted us to know where the money landed. Quite well done, really. Besides, world's wealthiest family takes money back from charities isn't the best look. So we're just going to have to eat this. And he's like, no, money is money. It's a reminder to tighten security. I'm much more interested in, and then we see this dossier that he's got, and they have pictures of fucking Elektra and Daredevil doing the deed. Which
Not fucking, but
no, but like doing the thievery, which is funny because Daredevil literally was like, "Oh, there's only this one camera here," so clearly there were many other fucking security measures that they did not even fucking think about. And he says I'm much more interested in finding out who did this. So then we cut back to Daredevil and fucking Elektra, and she's like, "So did you get a warm and fuzzy feeling from doing good again?" And he's like, "Well, no, not really." And she's like, or maybe you're feeling warm and fuzzy from the action, your ego bursting from being enough once again. And he's like, I just feel calm, like, there's like a weight lifted off me. And he asked her how she feels. She's like, I feel like myself. That's how I always feel. And he's like, I keep asking myself why. Why did you come back? Why train me? Why help me Robin Hood the richest family in the world? She's like, yeah, what can I say? You've grown on me. The sad, broken puppy dog. I needed to nurse you back to life. And then this is where it gets funny because Daredevil's like, oh, I can tell when most people are lying because I can hear their heartbeat skipping or getting louder, faster. That's most people. You know how I can tell when you're lying? Your heart slows down. It steadies just slightly because you're that good. You can control your heart, but I hear the control. You took the money, didn't you? And she's like, just $1 billion. Finder's fee. And he's like, unfucking believable. She's like, listen, I'm starting something big. I need a kickstart. It's big and wonderful, and I need you for it. We can, and then bam, he slams the fucking door. And she's like, it's okay. Later. We have a lot to talk about. And then she fucking like wrote his fucking name in the fucking the mirror fog or whatever. She knows.
Also, I also wonder how crusty his bandana is.
Oh, dude.
Because he didn't even change.
No,
he hasn't changed.
Yeah, where's he? Yeah, oh, it's got to be disgusting, man. From all the sweat and shit.
Got that nice onion smell when you start reeking.
Yeah, that's gross. Anyway, so we get the next issue cover of Daredevil fucking running with this fucking Eskrima sticks and, somewhere. So
yeah, well, the thread continues to unravel. The multiple threads in Daredevil continue to unravel. I'm curious to know like what's gonna happen with Wilson Fisk because I don't know if it's gonna end up being like a team up between fucking Daredevil and Wilson Fisk, but he's got his hands tied too because now he basically works for the Stromwinds against his will.
Yeah,
so
basically.
and he probably wants fucking out.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I definitely think there's going to be some kind of a weird team up to take them down because it's going to be like some Sun Tzu Art of War shit like, oh, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully it'll be cool. But anyways, well, that's it for us. If you want to check out more of our stuff, you can go to Game Rage Magazine on YouTube, where you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. You can follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram, and you can follow Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast.
Yeah,
right.
buddy.
That's it for us. Catch you on the next one.
That was Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic book podcast. Thanks for listening. If you want to know more and follow along, go to Instagram and TikTok. Follow at Game Rage Magazine. If you want to follow on Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Tune in next time.